Coming up on Vegas Nation Game Day, the Raiders are back at home to host the Patriots. While there will be a familiar face across the field, it's all business for head coach Josh McDaniels.
I know he's going to get his football team ready to play. And on Sunday at 1:05, 1:25, whatever time the ball kicks, I don't think he's going to care a whole lot about how much he mentored me or what he did.
Raiders fast takes and smart coverage coming up right now on Vegas Nation Game Day.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Game Day. Presented by D&R House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.
Welcome in, everyone, to this week's episode of Vegas Nation Game Day. Cassie Soto here with you at Raiders headquarters in Henderson, Nevada, where the team, of course, is preparing to host the New England Patriots in a Week 15 matchup. The Patriots, an organization where Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels spent nearly 2 decades learning from legendary head coach Bill Belichick. The storylines write themselves for this one, so let's go ahead and get to it with our opening drive brought to you by Capriotti's. Make your game day extraordinary with Capriotti's. Order now. Raiders beat writer Vinny Bonsignor joining me now. Vinny, let's go ahead and start with some good news for the Raiders. Both tight end Darren Waller and wide receiver Hunter Renfro returning to practice this week after spending the last few weeks on IR. Everyone talked about this offense and what it could be at the start of the season, and we haven't seen much of these guys all together. So what does it mean for the Raiders now to have these guys back on the field, and is there any possibility that they could be good to go on Sunday?
I'm sorry, who? Just kidding. It's been a long time since Darren Waller and Hunter Renfro have been out on the field, and very sparingly throughout the course of the season. This is Davante Adams, Hunter Renfro, Derek Carr, and Darren Waller have played 43 plays together this year out of 850 total offensive plays. That says it all right there. So, yeah, when we say who, we're being legitimate here. So, yeah, getting Darren Waller and Hunter Renfro back potentially, we'll see. They had to get through a week of practice. It'll be Saturday, Sunday kind of a decision on whether they're going to play the game. But everything seems to be trending in that direction. It's really important for those two players, for the whole offensive operation, to get on the field together over this last month. There's not much to play for in terms of the playoffs, but creating some consistency, some chemistry, some cohesiveness offensively, and being the offense that everyone envisioned coming into the season, it's imperative that they get on the field consistently over this last month or so.
Let's get into the big storyline now. For us, at least, neither coach really, Bill Belichick or Josh McDaniels, really want to go into the relationship there and the gooey, lovey-dovey feelings, but it's a good storyline for us, Vinny. We, of course, saw the two together here at Raiders headquarters during training camp for joint practices. We know that the Raiders were able to beat the Patriots in the preseason, which feels like forever ago now, Vinny. Now heading into Week 15, I mean, what do you think this means for Josh McDaniels? Obviously, looking across the sidelines there and seeing him mentor that he was with for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, it was so I was thinking about this because it would have been so much better for Josh if this was like a 11-2 team or something like that, or you know what I'm saying, like they were a successful team that was maybe on the way to the playoffs and you beat your mentor on the way to the playoffs. What a great feeling. It's none of that. Josh McDaniels just needs to win a football game. His team just needs to win a football game. So all the nostalgia, all those feelings go right out the window because this is a bare knuckles kind of a situation for the Raiders. They need to start showing some progress, and I think that's what his focus is. Obviously, it's important for him, playing against Bill Belichick, who taught him and groomed him and all those good things. And I'm sure Bill Belichick doesn't want his young former pupil or assistant beating him too. So there are those feelings, but there's a bigger picture involved right now, and that's two teams that the Patriots are in the playoffs right now. If the season were to end, they need to continue to win to stay there, and the Raiders just need to win.
Yeah. Well, let's go on that, Vinny, that big picture. 4 games left at this point in the season, probably the last 4 games that most of these guys, could be playing here in a Raiders uniform. What is the mentality going into these last 4? Who maybe needs to step up and prove that, hey, after this season's over, please extend me. Please keep me here at a Raiders Way here in Henderson, Nevada.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is above the law in that regard, and that includes Derek Carr, the quarterback. The Raiders can walk away from him at the end of the year. with very little financial burden. So when you read his contract, just understand that they could walk away from it at the end of this year. And there's no doubt that he needs to play well. The Raiders need to play well. For him and a lot of other guys in this building to solidify their place here next year, nothing's guaranteed. Again, Dave Ziegler, the general manager, Josh McDaniels, the head coach, they're in the business of trying to win. They want to create a great situation here in Las Vegas, and they're not going to leave any stone unturned. If that means moving on from the quarterback to bring in somebody that they feel is a better option, that's what they're going to do. There's no heartstrings, there's no connections. This is a whole new regime, and they're going to use this next 4 weeks to really make some final determinations on some key players. I think for the first time in a long time, because Derek's dealt with this before, almost since the minute he became the quarterback of the Raiders, a team that's, let's face it, outside of 2 years, has not been a very good team, and he's been the face of that for a lot of the wrong reasons sometimes. But for the first time in a long time, it feels like, this could be the last phase of Derek Carr's Raiders career, because they're not going to stick around and on a hope and a prayer or anything like that. If they feel like changes need to be made, they're going to make them, because they need to win games as well. But let's face it, there's a lot of guys in that room right now that are facing sort of uncertain futures here with the Raiders.
Flip the Field, brought to you by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com. Hey everybody, it's Heidi Fang, and it's time to take a look at the other side of this matchup with the New England Patriots. While this is a team that head coach Josh McDaniels may know fairly well, Las Vegans may know Ramondre Stevenson, the Patriots running back, even better. A product of Centennial High School, Stevenson was a standout there with their varsity squad. With New England this season, Stevenson has racked up 4 touchdowns and 742 rushing yards. While he is battling with an ankle injury and left the Patriots game against the Cardinals on Monday night, the Patriots still have a variety of running backs in their stable from which they can bring out and play against the Raiders defense. While the Patriots offense may be banged up, also losing Jacoby Meyer and Devontae Parker on Monday Night Football, their defense has definitely stood out, especially with the likes of Josh Uche and Matthew Judon. Uche's performance on Monday Night Football got him the Defensive Player of the Week award. Matthew Judon, meanwhile, was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his 2-sack performance in the Patriots' win versus Detroit in Week 5. The linebacker, who's also a 3-time Pro Bowler, is having a career season with 14.5 sacks totaled up through 13 games. With both of these players bringing the pressure, it's going to be incumbent upon Derek Carr to really manage the space that he has behind the offensive line, which this week for the Raiders is a little bit in shambles and question, with multiple players having injuries sustained. Carr won't have the luxury of sitting back in the pocket and looking for a clean one from which to throw. If he's looking for extra time, these are the players not to do it against. Carr hates disruption at his feet, and the Raiders, especially McDaniels, should be extremely prepared if Bill Belichick is bringing the pressure against this offensive line.
Pair of Raiders declared out for Sunday's game against the Patriots. I'm Adam Hill with your injury report. Alex Barr, starting guard, will not play against the Patriots. He has not practiced all week with a knee injury that forced him out of the game against the Rams early in the first quarter. Rock Ya-Sin also out of this game. He has not practiced, also with a knee injury. So short in the secondary as well as on the offensive line. We'll see what the Raiders do in terms of moving some pieces around. Maybe Jermaine Illuminor sliding over from tackle to guard to fill in for Bars, with Thayer Munford getting some playing time. And the Raiders have some other options as well. 5 players questionable, led by Josh Jacobs. The running back has been dealing with calf and quad injuries. Now he's got the finger issue that he suffered last game, but he was able to return. He says he will play, but he's officially listed as questionable. Andrew Billings still has that fibula injury. He is questionable on the defensive line. Jermaine Illuminor, previously mentioned, he's questionable, but he tends to be trending in the right direction to play as well. Linebacker Denzel Perriman, questionable with a hip injury. He was limited in practice all week. And Jackson Barton, also questionable. He's not been on the injury report all week, but he was limited with a back injury on Friday. 2 names you didn't hear there, Darren Waller and Hunter Renfro. They are both still on IR, so they are not listed on the injury report. Both tend to believe that they're going to play on Sunday, but nothing official yet. Hunter Renfro did maybe indicate that he could be playing in this game, so that is one to watch for as well, but those decisions will not be made until Saturday.
DNR House of Diamonds is Las Vegas's elite private office jeweler, the perfect bridge between internet pricing and a traditional brick-and-mortar jewelry store. We specialize in loose diamonds, natural and lab-grown, engagement rings, fashion jewelry, custom design, and jewelry repairs. We operate by appointment in our beautiful offices in the One Summerlin building, downtown Summerlin. Our great relationships with the world's largest diamond wholesalers and our low overhead saves you hundreds, if not thousands, on your purchase.
With Capriotti's, game day is always extraordinary. Fuel your passion with our award-winning cheesesteaks, in-house oven-roasted turkey, and classic subs. Or create a fan frenzy with our catering trays that are perfect for any crew. At Capriotti's, we deliver extraordinary to you.
Let's go ahead and get a look at this week's betting lines with sports betting columnist Todd Dewey.
Thanks, Cassie. Well, the Raiders might have hit a new low last time out against the Rams. They became the first NFL team ever to blow 4 double-digit halftime leads. But sharp bettors are banking on silver and black to bounce back this week against the Patriots. New England opened as a 1-point favorite over the Raiders, but the line has flipped to the Raiders -1 after smart money showed on the home team at the South Point in Circa. BetMGM took a $330,000 straight bet on the Raiders -1, and 62% of the tickets are on the Raiders at station casinos as sportsbooks need the Patriots in this one. New England is working on a short week after beating Arizona on Monday Night Football, and Raiders coach Josh McDaniels will surely be motivated to beat Patriots coach Bill Belichick, of course, his longtime boss in New England.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Vegas Nation Game Day. The Raiders once again hosting the New England Patriots this Sunday. Kickoff is set for 1:05 p.m. For all of your Raiders news and updates until then, you can head on over to vegasnation.com. For our entire crew, I'm Cassie Soto. Have a great weekend.
Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Game Day. Presented by DNR House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.